turn on, damn it. Welcome, foundlings, to the next episode of Mando on Mandalore. I am your host, Din Djarin, and I am so keen to talk to you today. I'm just kidding. It's me. It's Jeremy BLOORE on Mandalore. I know you were probably thinking, oh, guys, I don't want to watch anything with Mando on there, okay? I want BLOORE. I want BLOORE on Mandalore. Give me Jeremy. Now, I'm here, people. I'm here for anyone that is worried we are going to be breaking down. I don't know. I lost my words with that. We are going to be doing a breakdown of the latest episode of the ACOLYTE, episode 5, Night. Now, guys, this has to be one of the best episodes in all of live action. But Mando aside, I have to bring that up. Mando aside, that's peak Star Wars live action. But out of anything that Disney has put out, this episode feels so true to Star Wars in itself. We have got everything that we wanted from the rest of the series, and now we get a little bit late, but it's here. It is action stations, baby. I've been waiting to see some Sith fight people for 4 episodes now. A lot of this whole show has been about the Jedi and, it's a Sith show. Show me more Sith, baby. And I'm honestly, if this is the direction that it's going from now on, count me in. I'm on that roller coaster because it's going up and down and up and down and up and down. It's been crazy. Fandom aside, everything has been going, like the writing has been all over the shop. But I can say comfortably now, we are onto something huge here at BLOORE on Mandalore. We have got some theories to discuss for today. Apologies for yelling. I've got the pen and I've got the damn paper. Look, guys, there's so much to fit into one episode. So much to talk about, to discuss nonstop. But I've only broken down a few of the most important stuff with a little bit at the end of like flash things. Because as you know, all the time I always go, this happened and then this happened and this happened. We're changing it up today, people. We're just asking the questions. I have been doing some diving, some deep diving. I have been searching the lore and I have been going through everything that has been Star Wars related to this time and even before that to set up something like this. And guys, I think I've actually cracked the code about who it is and why he is who he is. Oh, guys, oh my God, there's only a few people that's a he. Who could it be? It's Qimir, people. It's Qimir. I'll talk about Qimir, but that will come up. That will come up. All right. Let's get open my notes. Everybody, look, everyone knows when you've seen BLOORE on Mandalore with his book and a whole bunch of notes that it's going to be a damn good episode. Look, there's 3 main things that I want to talk about in this episode. First, we do Sol, and then we go Qimir, and then we go May and Osha with flash stuff at the end, and then some fan questions from you beautiful people. So for any of those who are watching this and maybe you even want to skip through, maybe you don't really care about theories for Sol, go check out Qimir, maybe check out May and Osha. I've got timestamps along this video. They are automatically generated, so I hope to God that YouTube is going to be able to put it there properly. But go check it out. It should be pretty spaced out evenly, third, and then like a last little bonus bit. All right, so guys, let's start off with Sol. First of all, I wrote down here hand-to-hand combat. Look, this was meant to be, they've hyped it up to be the fight that was better than Duel of the Fates. Do I really think it's better than Duel of the Fates? Fuck no. I don't care what anybody says. This is absolutely nowhere near Duel of the Fates. And if they even try to say that it's near the Obi, Annie, Mustafa, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. This has been fantastic fighting and amazing fight sequences, but do not compare it to the legendariness of Duel of the Fates. It has to come later. That fight that they were talking about, it has to come later. Yeah, we've got, Venetian blinds or whatever that green lady's called, and she's got that light whip. Whoosh. Maybe that fight is going to be that insane fight against the master, Qimir. Ooh, he's been labeled. But, I can guarantee this right now. In no way was any of the fights that we saw in episode 5 Night of the Acolyte rivaling Duel of the Fates or even the Obi Annie. Don't get me started. But Soul's hand-to-hand combat, impeccable. I love that we get to still see that kind of force fu, but at a high point. This is not like that crappy Ezra, like, and then, and we're fighting stormtroopers and I don't need a lightsaber. Shut. No. We get Master Soul ducking, diving, hitting, and blowing. Is he blowing Qimir? Oh, wow. No. I gotta take this helmet off my head. No, oh, Jesus. Okay, I'll leave it on for now. I love that hand-to-hand combat. Seriously, so far I am head over heels with Soul. But he has some skeletons in the closet. Now, we talked about this in previous episodes, but Soul has got something to hide, and it's from that night. There's a lot of questions. You could say, well, maybe he was the one that crashed the bridge. Maybe that's why when he saw May and he goes, yeah, she definitely died. Like, I literally broke the bridge and threw a whole pylon at her. She's dead. Was that the reason? Or, like I said in the previous episode, did he make a deal with the devil? Now, I mean, you see later on when he says, you don't remember me, do you? I think that was so much more than just him seeing him in that poison shop. Well, I mean, the shop that he created the poison. No, I think it's something bigger than that. I think that Soul made a deal with Qimir, or whatever his name is. The Qimir is the alias. Maybe, just maybe, he was the one that said, you know what, I can just have Osha, you can have May. She's not good. She's not going to turn to the light side. She's going to be evil anyway. You can turn her into a witch or whatever. Like, that little mind-blowing connection would just that would tear the fandom in half. Absolutely tear them in half. Because, I mean, we've been designed to love Soul. Everybody loves Soul. He's Qui-Gon-esque. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's the nicest dude ever. Like, he's so kind. But he says some whack shit all throughout this whole episode. All right? Mainly my point is when he uses civilian. That is your old Padawan, your old apprentice. You keep a holocron of this kid, this child that you abducted from this witch clan illegally. What's with the Jedi and stealing children? You have a whole hologram of your apprentice. You know her name. Use her name. What the hell's wrong with Soul? I mean, civilian? That really irked me. I know it probably isn't even meant to be as big as that is actually, but like, it irked the hell out of me. I hate with a passion when they refer to her as a civilian, or even, I mean, Yord. Rest in pickles. I don't like that guy. I'm so glad he's dead. But I hate when they call her civilian. Like, she has a name. She used to be a Jedi. You talk so fondly of her. Why are you acting like that? Because I think he tapped into the dark side. Soul tapped into the dark side with that fight against Qimir or the Master, whoever we find out he's truly going to be called. I think that he tapped into the dark side and he was able to use the same powers that he used on the night of the burning fire. Talk about skeletons in the closet. This guy has got something to hide, and I think he did a really, really dark deed. To be able to get someone like Qimir to be like, hey, have you told her everything, what you've done? Tell her the past. Tell her what you did. Oof. Kind of gets my juices flowing. Gets me excited. Gets me excited for the future. But maybe we're going to hate Soul in the end. Who knows? All I know is that something's going to happen in the next couple of episodes, if not the next one. I mean, really, it has to be. We've only got 3 more episodes left. So with these 3 episodes, I think in this next one, we're going to get what the hell Soul did with a whole bunch of flashbacks. I really did think that this week was going to be a lot of flashbacks, but nowhere near as much as there's going to be for the next week. What happened? I mean, it's not even Osha in the ship with her. Like, it's May. And Basil is our key. Basil. Anyway, I'll get into that. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what Soul actually did on that night. We've already figured out, if you've watched the previous episodes, what Kelnucker did. We've already figured out what the other 2 did. What happened here? What happened here? And why is it all interconnected? Why did all the Jedi banish themselves out into the middle of nowhere? Take a 10-year vow of silence. Fishy, fishy, fishy. I caught a fish. It's the fucking Jedi. All right, next one. Look, I've got all of these points. I've got quotes. The last little bit that I'm going to do with Soul is I've got some quotes. So I've got that same quote, Master Soul, you don't remember me. I sense something familiar. Again, it's not that poison shop. It can't be. It has to be more. But when? The night of the burning fire, we all find out. The next quote. What monster hides his face from his pupil? And then Qimir says, you tell me. Soul used the dark side. It only strengthens this theory. Like, you don't show, it's Harvey Dent, you know, you got the good side and the bad side. It's the same face, but 2 different sides of it. I think Soul tapped into the dark side. He did something super, super dark. And he's hiding this vicious crime that, I mean, even towards the end, May was like, choose us. Choose us. Don't choose them. They've manipulated you. They've lied to you. They've changed your way of thinking. This is what actually happened. Now, she is absolutely prejudiced towards the bad side. Give a flying fuck. All I know is that it's super important to see what the hell Soul did, but it's definitely with the dark side of the Force. He's not that light Jedi that everybody knows that he wants to be. He's not that Qui-Gon. He's had a dark past, or maybe even a connection to the Master or the Master above him. Even to finish that off, just to kind of finalize that little darkness. Qimir says, I've accepted my darkness. What about you? Guys, Ev, I mean, I don't know if you want to seriously quote me on this one, but Soul is bad, baby. He's nowhere near as good as what everybody wants him to be. I gotta take this off. This is so heavy. But Soul is so bad. He's nowhere near the Jedi that everybody thinks that he is. No. He's something else. He's someone else. It is a classic diversion, a red canary or whatever the hell they call it in the movie business. On to the next. I'm so good at transitions. I mean, if you could bottle up the essence of what makes this show and sell it, fuck, it would sell bajillions. It would sell so much more than any other thing that's been bottled up. Qimir, he's been revealed. Qimir is the master. Oh, it was obvious. It was obvious for a reason. There's a bigger bad. He's not the only guy here. He is trying to do the classic Dooku and Asajj. All right. Oh, we'll be strong enough and we'll take down the Emperor. Nah. You can't do shit, buddy. This is what's going to happen. I think that he is only a smaller version of what is really to come. These next episodes, I hope, are going to canonize the Darth Plagueis novel, and maybe we are going to get a retcon of Darth Venomous, who is Qimir. I'll get into that in a bit. Really interesting. Qimir wears a cortosis helmet and gauntlets. Now, cortosis is a material that is very energy absorbent. It is able to basically EMP a lightsaber and render it useless for however many seconds before it can turn back on. Hence why the massive explosion of sparks and then them not being able to turn anything on. And all the Jedi fodder go, and then double skewer that bitch. It's because he's got cortosis. Now, I love that they're adding in all of these different elements to make this truly a unique villain. He is easily the best dressed of the Acolyte. By far, one of my favorite character designs in all of Star Wars, mainly because the robes. Give me some sexy robes. We've got that insanely cool helmet, which Hasbro's bringing out a Black Series helmet for, which you will see in my collection. And then we've just got, like, he's a thin dude, but he's very agile and he is so ripped. Oh my God. The actor went absolutely mental. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but the actor went so mental for this role. I love what they're doing. Qimir is not that classic villain that we see, you know, the classic Vader. His presence demands fear. No, Qimir is a different kind of guy. He is the dude that with a slight twitch of the muscle, you can see he is batshit crazy. He is so tough. He is also willing to do whatever he needs to do to get the job done, and that is slaying anyone that has seen his true identity. Now, I mean, that does make up for it. It makes up for that whole Ki Adamundi or Adamundi. I've gotten so much shit for that in the last one. Ki Adamundi and how he goes, oh, well, we haven't seen a Sith for thousands of years. You know, well, 1,000 years. That's a millennia, by the way, Star Wars Note 00. I don't even want to start with you, buddy. Love you. No, but like, you know, it makes sense. You know, he doesn't want anyone to see his face. No one is going to see his face. If he can get to Sol and May in time, no one will see his true identity. Maybe he's already disabled the ship. Maybe he's got someone out there to be able to help him with all of that already. Maybe Basil's going to be the one to stop everyone and he comes out as the true hero. And maybe he's knighted as a Jedi and he's given a cute little sexy leather outfit. Sorry. My Basil love is too much. But, you know, it actually does make sense. Now, the one thing that has really interested me when it comes to Qimir is what they say about his fighting style. Now, I've picked up the quote here. Yord says, he doesn't follow laws of combat and there's no method to his movements. It doesn't make sense. He gets into your head and he stays there. Now, we saw that when we see May running from the master and he's going, I'm here. Ah. And it's like his helmet's right in there. Hold on a second. I think that Qimir is connected to the witches. He was the one that was able to help the mother and to be able to create the immaculate birth, potentially even with his master, in order to have his new pupil, in order to continue the Bane line. Yes, I think he's a Bane. I absolutely think he's a Bane. I think that he's Darth Venomous. But it's interesting, right? Because if he doesn't follow the regular laws of combat and these witches are someone that we've never seen before and he's got a fascination with the twins, How are they connected? There's no reason as to why they've just randomly added in these brand new witches and not done the classic Dathomirian. No. They've added these guys in for a reason. It's because he's connected to these witches in whatever way possible. And we are able to see how he is able to take down these Jedi in ways that they have never seen before. Man, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. But I'll tell you something that confirms all of this. Osha replies to that quote, and she says, "My mother could do that. Get inside a Jedi's head." And he stays there. She stays there. Maybe that's why Torben had his whole vow of silence. It's because she was in his head. Maybe it was Quarren who was in his head the whole time. Whoever it was. I think Qimir is using this exact same magic to be able to control all of the minds of these Jedi. Maybe that's why he wears the cortosis helmet, so that you're not able to read his mind. Maybe there is a way for someone to not be able to break in through the layer of this thick energy absorbing material. It doesn't stop there. With his lightsaber fighting style, he was able to kill Jeki by turning it on and turning it off. Now, I can say that again. Turning it on and turning it off. I'm not going to cut out my mistakes. I make mistakes for a reason. What happened was when he was getting Jeki there and goes, splits his lightsaber in half and holds it. Now, I was watching his elbow. I've rewatched that scene about 5 times specifically for this. He doesn't go bam, bam, bam. No. He goes and stays with his elbow in the same spot, holds it, turn on, turn on, turn on. I mean, I don't know about you, but as a kid, I've been the whole time going, why don't they just turn off their lightsabers and then just duck and then turn it back on and whoosh? This guy does everything that I've wanted to do as a dark side disciple as a child. He was able to turn on and off his lightsaber, creating that tri-pattern on the back of Jeki. She was a fierce warrior, but nothing to do with anyone who doesn't follow the laws. That's the problem with the Jedi. They are so strict about their laws. Yord, don't do that, civilian. You're not a Jedi anymore. Shut up. The Jedi are stupid. They are absolutely stupid. And you are able to manipulate these people like butter. Honestly, it's like even he said, if you don't follow by the rules, you're not breaking any of them. He just doesn't have to adhere to the code that the Jedi have been putting out for a millennia. No, he can do whatever the hell he wants and they can't predict shit because they're used to, oh, by the way, when you strike like that, you always got to strike back like this. He can take everyone down even if he's not that strong because they are dumb. I think they increase with this a little bit later. They get a lot better to be like, maybe we're not just going to blindly follow this. Maybe we can have all of our own forms of combat and then kind of like mix and match and play around, right? This is just like a stupid time of the cannon fodder. It's not even the High Republic. It's the High Body Count Republic. These guys don't know what to do when it comes to someone who goes outside of their regular rules. That's why Qimir is so dangerous. He even snaps Yord's neck. Beautiful scene, by the way. I hate Yord. I've never liked Yord. Rocks up there without a shirt, steaming. He's steaming his bloody apron or whatever the hell it is. No. You're a freakazoid, mate. I don't like you. You're rule-following dude. You're trying to be like Obi-Wan. Yeah, no one's like Obi-Wan. I don't think the writers wrote him well. I think it was a little bit of a cop-out when it comes to, it's just the rule. He's just the rule follower, like everybody just follows the rules and Yord is the number one. I don't like how much of a cop-out that character is. So I'm so glad that he died the most gruesome death, as horrific as that may seem. He was useless. He was useless. But it's really cool to see that someone who was a main character. I mean, we've been following along his story a lot more than we have May's. To be fair, we've seen him a lot more than we've seen May. And then he's just dead. And they left him. They left him and Jackie. That weirded me out. Like Soul is out of his mind. He is gone. You know, I mean, to leave your Padawan, which I don't think he really truly cares about his Padawans, calling Osha civilian, leaving Jackie's dead body, and even just Yord chilling there dead. Like, guys, no. I think, honestly, he's gotten into his head. One little thing towards the end of this section of questions and talking points before we get into the quotes. When it comes to Qimir, he slices at the hilt, not the blade. I find that really interesting. I mean, you see him in the fight with Jackie and he's going shoom, even further, slices through her blade. Yes, she still has Master Kelnuckers, sure. Or maybe that was Kelnuckers and she still has her own. Doesn't matter. This guy is a force to be reckoned with. I genuinely can't wait to see where this goes. I don't know how they're going to do it to be able to top a fighting episode like that, because that really was a whole fighting episode. I felt like I was going through this massive orgasm, oh my god, all these fights, and then what the post-on clarity? What am I watching? Why did they switch bodies? May's there. Okay. And you like the timing and all of that wasn't the best, but you know, we move on. Into the quotes. What are you? I have no name, but a Jedi would call me Sith. I don't think that Qimir is a Sith. I think that he is one of the original, if not the original, Knight of Ren. Now, I've done my research, forming in 3 ABY, currently on Wikipedia before they change anything, the original Ren. He just adopted the name. He started the Knights of Ren. But what if it was because of the teachings of someone like Qimir? It makes sense. His helmet is shaped pretty much the same way that all of the Ren are. The way he's got that galvanized, welded everywhere, all kind of bent out of shape. He looks like a little bit of a piranha. Like, he's got the style. He's able to use the Force like a Sith, but he's a dark side user. There is a difference because he's got all of the attributes of someone who is separate. He wants to have his acolyte. He doesn't like the Sith and he doesn't like the Jedi. Even then, he says, you Jedi would call me Sith, because he's not one. He doesn't even have a name. No. He's just an alias. He's just a force to be reckoned with, a force to grow this darkness. I don't know if this is exactly going to work out to be the original Ren, but I think that this is going to be what starts the Ren idea later on. I think his teaching, Qimir's teachings, will be the cause of the start of Ren. We've only seen him in the comics, The Rise of Kylo Ren. Because, I mean, you get to see the background of, when the Ren, like Knights of Ren came up and they fought Luke and blah, 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 all that kind of crap, right? But he merely adopted the name. So where did it start? How did it start? Why did it start? I think it's because of the teachings of Qimir. He's separating himself from either side, kind of like a Balin skull, I want to change the whole order. I don't like how it's light and then dark and then light and then dark. No, it's all going to be different now. So it's keen to see where that goes. Look, I said before, they see my face, they all die. It was an easy way to be like, hey, by the way, that's why we brought in Ki-Adi-Mundi. Huh? That's why we brought him in. Little bit of a cop-out. If I'm going to be honest. The writing has been a little bit subpar. For the elements, I mean, my roommate said this while we were watching it. He's a brilliant guy. But the elements of Star Wars are in this show. The elements of amazing fight scenes, fantastic music, beautiful planets. You even got to see that orange in the dirt of Kafar. Beautiful planets. But the writing's just lacking. I feel like it was rushed. I feel like they changed their mind. This isn't something that is about the Sith. It's about more of the Jedi dealing with the Sith. And I wasn't sold that. I was sold the idea that this was going to be something huge, that it's all dark side. We get to see Bane and Tenebrous and all that kind of shit, right? But we're not seeing that at all. It's like, oh, by the way, the Jedi did something this bad and it's just, in the wise words of Connor from Beyond the Dune Sea, it's lazy writing. It's lazy writing to just be like, oh, well, the good guys are now bad because they've done a couple of bad things. It's easy, but I think it's a cop-out. And maybe they changed it a bit too much. But I would say that's my only downfall of the show so far is just the writing. I know that I could write something better and that says something. That really does say something. They've done amazing things with this show so far. So it's not like I'm not trying to write it off. I'm just, you can't have a discussion without saying any of the bad stuff. I'm not going to be completely on one side here. Now we get to the end quote that we see with Qimir. This one was a tricky one. I tried to figure this out for ages. I mean, me and my roommates were sitting there just going like, what the hell does that mean? I had a primary school teacher going on that, and I had a musician who is creative as hell. And we all kind of sat back and we're like, what the hell does this mean? When Qimir says, what extraordinary beings we are, he proceeds to force heal Osha. Even in the revelation of our triumph, we see the depth of our despair. Now, I've broken this up into 3 different pathways of thought. I've got the Jedi, the Sith, and I've also got May and Osha as like a whole. Now, when it comes to the Jedi, at the height of the Jedi, at the peak, they've got everything going well for them. They are the police force. They are doing super well. They've got heaps of money, heaps of trainees. The Jedi Order is thriving, but they don't realize how screwed they are. They don't realize all of this darkness that's going on in the background that they're about to meet up with. Remember, the Jedi Temple was built on a Sith shrine. That's how they can cloud the darkness. So if they are surrounded by darkness at all times, they no longer realize its stench. It smells like home and they are complacent. They are complacent. Now we get to the Sith side of it, right? What extraordinary beings we are. Very cocky. Even in the revelation of our triumph, we see the depth of our despair. As Qimir is triumphing over everything, I mean, he's taken down pretty much all of the Jedi that did wrong to his acolyte. But then at what seems like he's peaking, his pupil left him and left with a Jedi Master unknowingly. He doesn't know. I think he knows that May's not the one sitting there and that's why he covers her. But I think that all that's going through his head is the despair. The despair of, I have to kill these guys or everything that I've been working on to keep my Sith origins a secret. It's all going to be released. Now, I mean, we know that at least Ki-Adi-Mundi didn't see it, but maybe Sol gets back and he sees Venetian blinds or whatever the green girl's name is, And she goes, all right, I'm going to come out and I'm going to help deal with this because the Senate can't know about anything. I think that's exactly what's going to happen, by the way. And then he comes out and he kills everyone. And then in the end, everyone dies and he's going to be the only one left standing. He creates a new order, blah, blah, blah. He creates the new Knights of Ren. Oh, did I just spoil the whole thing for you all? Yeah, I know. BLOORE on Mandalore has a killer take. But then we go on to the May and Osha side of it. Now, for May and Osha, at the height, they've found out that they've got all of their family back together. They're back together. They're happy. Oh, shit. Everyone's dying around us. Everyone that we care about. We're being hunted by a Sith. Oh, we aren't on the same side anymore. I feel like that is the easiest way to put it. Maybe he knows that's May and he goes, hey, look, I understand that you feel betrayed, but I'm here. I'm here for you. So we'll see where that one goes. We'll see where that goes. But I just thought that, that quote was just so interesting to me to say all the pathways of thought. Well, could be Sith, Jedi, or May and Osha, because we know that May and Osha aren't even a part of the Jedi or Sith. On to the final bit for Qimir. I think, with the help of Beyond the Dune Sea, that Qimir is a retcon of Darth Venomous. Now, when they brought that up to me, I was like, interessante. Let's dive deep. And I found something out. One key little bit of information on Wikipedia that settled everything in my mind. I think it's set. Darth Venomous was famous for levitating. What did Qimir do as he's coming behind Osha's head? He was levitating and floating his way down to her. Not only that, Qimir is proficient in poisons. Like, seriously, if I had a magic 8-ball, I was like, all signs point to yes. Yeah, Qimir is Darth Venomous. If he's not, that would kind of blow my mind. But I hope that he would maybe even be one of the original Ren. Who knows? Questions to be asked and answered all throughout this episode. Let's go into the final bit. This isn't going to be too long. But May and Osha, the original dyad in the Force. Look, it makes sense. It could be. She was able to call out. I think that was a little bit of confirmation there. It kind of ruins. It kind of ruins even Rey and Kylo's connection. That was something that they added in the sequel movies that actually did make sense, and it was a really cool concept. But it just seems like this show is kind of backing on from the special parts of all of these other characters. You've got the Immaculate Birth of Anakin, and then you've got the dyad in the Force of Rey and Kylo. I wished that they would do something a little bit more individual, a little bit more special. Maybe this Sith guy is going to be someone who turns into that. But for now, it does kind of irk me that they couldn't think of something new. Yes, dyads in the Force are strong and we've seen them for ages. Like, we haven't seen them for ages, Palpatine says that. Yes, it could make sense. I just think it is a little bit lazy to be like, hey, by the way, these guys just have a connection. Maybe it's even, I'm a twin myself. Maybe it's a twin connection. Maybe I'll call him from the other room. Oh yeah, he said subscribe to the channel. Wow, that's crazy, dude. Hey, don't say that. He just called me handsome as well. That's so weird. Stop. Say it again. Look, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to be negative about it because I do think dyads are really, really interesting. But yeah, no, I can't help but feel like I've been a little bit cheated when it comes to the dyad. Like, it's not even that strong. It's nowhere near what it was like for Rey and Kylo. So, we'll see. Another little thing. Osha really is so bad with the Force. What the hell's wrong with her that she can't tap into anything? Did she isolate herself from the Force? Probably. Or did she tap into some really dark bit and then just go, oh no, I have to leave the Jedi Order. I have to be someone different. I can't do this. This can't be me. I think that's going to be revealed a little bit later with her connection to Soul, because they don't seem that close anymore. So we'll see. But then in the end, we finish off and they've switched places. Basically, May is with Soul and Osha is with Qimir. Do they know that that's a thing? I mean, Osha's got a tattoo on her arm and May's got, I just drew on my shirt. And then May's also got a tattoo on her forehead. So if Soul doesn't see that straight away, mate, you're bloody blind. You're bloody blind. Now to finish this off, we've got two more things. We've got the fan questions and we've got the short round of talking points. Short round, let's just fire them off. Let's just fire them off really quickly. Basil is the key to the success of May. I mean, Osha. Do they even know which one's which? Kelnucker didn't have a wooden lightsaber like Gungi. So basically, it was like a big thing for Wookiees to have the material of the Warshear wood. Now, Warshear wood was the main tree that you see in Kashyyyk. Its bark is so strong that even a lightsaber couldn't penetrate it. So, I mean, look, I did want them to kind of have like a live action version of that. It was just this big metal, like big thick metal block. It wasn't the best. It was just a little bit of a highlighted point for me. Loving Wookiees as much as I do, I just thought that would be such a subtle nod to be like, hey, look, he's still along the same path. Maybe Gungi's following in Kelnucker's footsteps. Look, I thought it'd be interesting, so we'll see. We'll see. I think the Jedi fodder is hilarious. Just having a bunch of Jedi dying to some dude is just so funny. Even our main characters, like getting their neck snapped. I know I'm not meant to laugh at that kind of stuff, but it was so funny. Kafar is the coolest planet. Absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favorite planets in Star Wars so far. Recency bias is a serious thing right now, but it's orange dirt like Crate's red sand. It's gorgeous. I mean, thematically, it's beautiful. And to finish it off, how beautiful is the music? Seriously, come on, guys. Beautiful. Let's do a couple little fan questions and then we'll pop off there for you guys. All right, let's see this right here. Get up my Instagram. Basically, every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending, you'll see on my Instagram. I'm saying Tuesday, Wednesday, depending, because it's if you're in America, it would be on a Tuesday. If you're in Australia, it would be on a Wednesday. For all of my Australian fans out there, I love you all. But this week, what I did was I put out a question and I said, if I can get this up properly. What an episode. Surely this gets you excited for the rest of the series. It absolutely does for me. What do you think? Where is it going? And do you have any theories? Okay. So we have from Star Wars Nerd 00. Man, I love this guy so much. Seriously, the most active person on this channel. I appreciate you. Always will, always have. Thank you so much for everything that you do. He said, oh God, he's got three things on here. Dude, best episode yet. Not sure if that was the Duel of the Fates style fight, but I loved how it seemed. Okay. Oh, it's a two-parter. Everyone was on a different skill level with the choreography. Love seeing that. And my boy, come here. Dude, I so back you. I love that we're getting to see these kind of lightsaber fights, but I said it earlier, but I don't think it is going to be on the same level as Duel of the Fates. It just can't be. It can't be. Something like that, it's not. And if they're thinking like, oh, well, it was pretty good. It was two people fighting one person and he technically had two blades. Yeah, come on. None of the music was strong enough in that to be able to call it Duel of the Fates level. And the third part of that is I knew it. He's by far my favorite yet. Oh, bro. Seriously? I know there's a guy, if you're watching it right now, my boy Josh, if you're watching it, he is obsessed with Qimir. Even the character design, everything, it's just beautiful. Next, we have from Tales from Peridia. Oh, I think that's the same person. Dude, Rip, Yord, and Jeki. So glad to see Sabers are deadly again. Everything about this episode, 10 out of 10. Could not agree more. I am a nitpicking loser, but I absolutely loved everything to do with this episode. Seriously, everything. I don't know if I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I'd probably say 10 out of 10. No, I really liked it. I think this is genuinely one of my favorite live action episodes of all time. So I hope to see how they kind of grow from here, and maybe they can even top it. It'd be hard to. From Tia Galanos, my beautiful girlfriend. Haven't seen it. Can't wait to watch it with you. But just wanted to say you look really good. Stop. It's the duck hat. It's the duck hat. So we have Star Wars Sith 66. Oh my God. I fucking love you, bro. I love you, bro. Man, you are the best. Qimir isn't a Sith. He never said he was technically. Ren? Brother, are we on the same page with literally everything? With literally everything? Man. Look, I hope for the sake of both of us that we're right here. I really, really do. Darth Christensen 17, man, you're an awesome dude as well. So many amazing people commenting here. I love you all. I really do appreciate it. That was a pretty cool episode. I especially loved Qimir using an Ahsoka Shoto blade. Dude, yes, man. Jackie killing it with the blades. You guys killing it with the comments. I love you all. This has been a long bloody episode. Can't wait to see where this goes. Who knows? Maybe this is going to top it, but bookmark a couple of the things that I've said there. Let's come back next week, see how right I was, see how wrong I was. Doesn't matter. We'll see it in the future, but for now, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching and for enjoying my antics. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!